Hi there, Josh Hinds with GetMotivation.com. Just wanted to share just a quick little message about keeping a journal. I'm not sure how many people out there that are watching this actually do keep a journal, but I can tell you from in my own life, when I started doing that, it really was a difference maker in my personal and professional development. Fortunately, it was something I started doing pretty quickly. I'd hear talk about it, but the person that really stands to mind that kind of made me think about it was a fellow by the name of Jim Rohn. Probably everybody's familiar with his work. If you're not, definitely look him up. There's a section on GetMotivation.com. We have a library of a ton of his articles and stuff. For those that may not know, he was also one of the original mentors of Tony Robbins. So anyway, with that said, that was his teaching on keeping a journal and the importance of it really struck a chord with me, and so I started doing it. And it's interesting, I found that prior to keeping a journal, I would read, different material, personal and professional development books, audios. I listened to them, and I'd get a lot out of them. But once I started using that journal as a regular part of my life, what was fascinating was I found out that I went from just sort of being a bystander of somebody else's information, and I started looking at it and internalizing the ideas, applying them in my own life. And then what was fascinating beyond that was all of a sudden I had a place to record my results. And that's a big part of life. It's one thing to have a bunch of goals, but you got to have a system where you make yourself accountable. And you can do that through coaching or individuals. You want to be accountable to your goals and your dreams and the place that you want to get in your life. But a great way to do it is to keep a journal. I have a couple of different journals just to kind of show you. It's not like there's a specific way. Sometimes I'll keep a moleskin. Sometimes I'll have several journals running at one time. This kind of stays on me throughout the day. I've got this one, maybe a little more fancy, whatever. But anyway, I've literally got them, keep them throughout the years. They're some of my most prized possessions. I've got a lockbox and stuff that literally I have them for years. They just go way back. But again, there are so many advantages to keeping it. And one of the biggest things is it keeps you accountable to yourself. It creates a great track record. So say, for example, if I'm going through a time where I feel like I'm not making great progress, which I wish I was, wish that whatever I was working on, I was getting farther along. Well, the cool thing about it is I can sit there and think and try to psych myself up that I'm doing well, or try to say, oh gosh, you can do it, Josh, give yourself a pep talk. Or what I'll often do is just go back to my journal, just look back, just open it up at any point and just sit there and read through. And the neat thing about it is I have real proof that there were other challenges that I was going through, other goals that I was aspiring to, and just like will happen now in the future, I'll accomplish what I set out to do if I stick with it. I can see that in the past I was able to do that, and so it really gives me sort of a really interesting third-party sort of validation, to look back and say whatever challenges I'm feeling, it's okay to feel that way. I experienced challenges before and still accomplished the goal and got things done. So I'd encourage you to really, really look at keeping a journal. A couple of things about a journal. Now, you can do it however you want. For me, I'm very careful to make sure that it's not a diary. Maybe to some people you're hearing that and you're like, oh, what's the difference? Well, for me, that just means that I try to limit my gripe sessions. That's not to say that I'm in rah-rah land, but I do try to limit negative experience and things like that go in here, unless there's some type of lesson, because you can get a lesson from things that don't work out as well. But the key thing is I make sure that things such as my goals that I'm working on, things I want to accomplish, day-to-day, things that worked out. Basically, if I can look at it, track it, learn from it, I want to put it in the journal. Quotes that I hear. If I'm reading a book or I'm listening to an audio program, or heck, maybe it's a bunch of article ideas, things that I want to expand on and share on and teach on at some point. I'll put them in that journal. And the neat thing about it is really, it ends up becoming, it ends up becoming a record of your journey through this life, and I just can't say enough really neat things about it. I also like to take, if you've listen to what I've talked about before, I'm real big on gratitude. So a lot of times I'll make a point to write 3 things that I'm grateful for, and they'll go in that day. Again, I'll put my goals, I'll put my things that I'm accomplishing day to day, my actions and things that are getting done, which are getting me closer to those goals. Whatever it is, I'm putting it in those journals. And again, it's not about how fancy the journal is or what the journal costs. That's not the point. The main thing is it's going to give you a place to really think through your thoughts, think through what you want to accomplish, internalize different ideas, put it in there, and you're going to have over time, you're going to have a great record to look back and you're going to be able to, and it'll amaze you what you can accomplish. Gives you a place to hold yourself accountable. So again, I've thrown a whole bunch of ideas out. This is about 6 minutes long. I wanted to try to do it in about 3, but I think anybody that knows me knows I, can be long-winded sometimes. So anyway, threw a lot of things out there. I want to encourage you to maybe watch the video a few different times. If you like this, hey, give it some likes. Feel free to share it. Hope you're doing fantastic. Drop by getmotivation.com. And also, I've got some on the site. You can pretty much go to Google and type in Josh Hinds Journal, and you'll see a lot of different articles. Maybe they're a little less scattered and me throwing ideas out. But, you can read those things and work that I've done. I want to wish you well. Remember, it's your life. Live big. Take care.